Who knows, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right? We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
I definitely think that Bitcoin can continue to outperform. If you look at a bunch of the tailwinds, you've got the ETFs that now are bringing in hundreds of billions of dollars over time. You also see that there are nation states that are starting to buy up Bitcoin. The U.S. is talking about a Bitcoin strategic reserve. You also have a much more friendly regulatory environment that's coming in 2025. And on top of that, you have corporations that are buying lots of Bitcoin as well. And so when you look at those tailwinds, that's obviously a boom, and people get nervous whenever there's a price drawdown. But if you go back to the last two bull markets, we saw 13 different times that there was a drawdown of 10% or more during that Bitcoin bull market. And so this is very normal. People should not get worried. And I continue to think that Bitcoin will do very well in 2025.
Now, Donald Trump is reportedly pitching a massive $280 trillion price Bitcoin reserve, basically to save the dollar. What do you make of that? And what will it do to the price of Bitcoin?
Well, I think there's two different things here. You know, the first question is the dollar in trouble? And the answer to that question so far is no. We have a national debt problem. And so there could be issues with the dollar in the future if we have to devalue it in order to monetize that debt. But currently, the dollar continues to be very popular globally. People want dollars. We see that with stablecoin usage and other things on an international basis. The second question, and a very important question, is should the United States buy Bitcoin for its strategic Bitcoin reserve? I think the question to that, or excuse me, I think the answer to that is yes. Other countries are already buying up Bitcoin. There's only 21 million that will ever be available. And so the downside risk to going ahead and buying tens of billions of dollars of Bitcoin is drastically outweighed by the potential upside. If the United States wants to be a leader on this front, then it needs to own Bitcoin on its balance sheet. If Bitcoin is good for individuals and companies, it'll be great for the United States as well.
Is the current pullback a buying opportunity in your mind?
Every time that Bitcoin has drawn down and you've bought it and you held till about this time, it's been very good. And so I think that people who continue to dollar cost average into a finite asset like Bitcoin will do very well in the future.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy. And it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. We will, and if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging markets. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto moving up as expected. Remember, the stock market closes half a day, and then also is closed tomorrow. So we're going to be the only game in town for a day and a half. And right now, we have stocks slightly up. Now, don't forget we have Bitcoin and Ethereum futures contracts ending on Friday. And again, we're the only game in town tomorrow. My videos are going to be sporadic for the rest of the year because King is out of school, so you know he's going to be wearing me to death. Just wanted to give you the heads up. But guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates right now moving up. And like I said, once Jerome was out the way, yield rates are going to be creeping up. And then, of course, next year, they're definitely going to start moving up because we're going to have a lot of headwinds. And right now, we have the dollar up, dollar strong until the BOJ makes that move. And then right now, we have volume and crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, we have the Fed. Repo at 116 billion yesterday. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And we're going to have the Fed pause at the beginning of the year. keeping rates higher for longer. And remember, this is the plan. They want to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. We know inflation should have been under 2% if it wasn't for all the corporate greed. We have a handful of corporations that own everything, and they are buying up everything right now. And we have a lot of these corporations closing or either consolidating. I put them in a Patreon on a daily basis. I'm going to put a list of the 2025 closures set up for next year. And that's not even including small business. So it's definitely going to be a wild ride 2025 and 2026. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have China maybe looking to stimulate the economy by issuing $411 billion in special treasury bonds in 2025. And who does that sound like? That's right, the United States. And as the tensions rise between China and the United States, we know all these countries are going to start picking a side. And with these digital assets, they don't have to worry about sanctions when it comes to the dollar. And because of the fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, we see Trump pitching tariffs. And we know if we go back in the day, tariffs were replaced by federal income tax. If you don't have a lot of workers, that means less taxes, less people paying into Social Security. So they're just setting things up. Remember, guys, this is a plan. It moves in phases. They're moving this fourth industrial revolution right along without the sheep even noticing. So when Trump is saying no taxes on this, no taxes on that, on tips, he's speaking to the corporations because the machines are about to take over the economy. You don't have to worry about tipping a machine. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs right now are up. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have MoonPay is in talks to acquire Helio Pay for an estimated $150 million. And the final phase for payments and crypto is consolidation. We're not there yet, but there's going to be a whole lot of consolidation in the space, guys. We know only 1% of the 1% is going to survive. Now we have Crypto.com launches poly market style sports prediction market in the U.S. And they're going to make a lot of money. Remember I told you guys, betting, gaming is going to be 60% of this economy. And Crypto.com is already advertising in sports. So they're going to be making billions because we know the house always wins. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Hyperliquid see $256 million in net outflows as reports of North Korean hackers trading on the platform. And guys, we know that's all but the boogeyman. But unfortunately, the sheep stay asleep. I'm an old man. We've had the same boogeymen for years, and you know how I feel about hacks. Now we have Independent Reserve becomes the first crypto exchange in Singapore to list the Ripple stablecoin. And we know Singapore is leading this fourth industrial revolution right along with the emerging markets. They've already done all the testing when it comes to the machines. They've done all the testing when it comes to these digital assets and then also the metaverse. So the digital economy is ready to be rolled out in the emerging markets. All we need is that crisis. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And lastly, we have La Rosa Holdings to integrate Bitcoin and crypto payments for more than 3,000 plus U.S. real estate agents so they can get paid in crypto. And what's that's all about, guys? That's right, pushing adoption. And in 2025, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, and then governments are going to start pushing these wallets. So the only thing they have to do is push one click attached to their bank account, and they'll be able to get paid in these stablecoins. Remember, universal basic income is that last step, but they have to bring the people to their knees for them to beg for this free money they already prepared. Remember, the NWO calls the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. And that's that programmable money in the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, It's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Xrp, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team save New York from COVID stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Team goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.